Well, how much do you know about the Social Security benefits you're going to be receiving when you retire? You know the government has been taking money out of your paycheck ever since you started working, and you hope to get it back someday, right? But there's a lot more to it, and there are ways to maximize those benefits that you get. So back with some great advice for us, we have Joanne Holst. She's an investment advisor, and she's also president of Fuel Financial. Welcome back to Colorado's Best.
Great to be here.
Would you remind everyone again what the Fuel stands for in Fuel Financial?
Sure. Yeah. Fuel Financial. It's finances understood, empowerment launched. So we do a lot of financial planning, but our premise is to teach our clients important financial information. So we do a lot of free classes. We've been doing it for the last 8-9 years up and down the Front Range.
Yeah, and so many unknowns out there have to do with Social Security. And you're just so passionate about educating people. You've got a couple of free seminars coming up. You really want to take people through this. The first one, you call it Untangling Social Security, because there really are some little things in there people don't have any clue about, right?
There's a lot, and it could be a big difference if you plan and you know how to do it ahead of time instead of making a mistake and not being able to undo it. A lot of differences, a lot of different ways to take it. Could be hundreds of thousands of dollars in your lifetime difference of benefits that you receive.
Yeah, I want to say that again. Hundreds of thousands of dollars difference in your benefits that you receive over your lifetime just by making a few alterations. What would you say is the biggest surprise that people discover after sitting down with you and kind of going through these details?
There's a bunch of them, but the one that stands out the most is that you can claim a benefit from a former spouse. Say you're married at least 10 years and divorced too, you can get a benefit from a former spouse, even if the former spouse remarried.
That is incredible. I mean, I remember the first time you told me that, I was like, are you sure? Because it seems like, how can that even be possible? Because I have friends who are, who were married for more than 20 years, divorced for a long time, and then the husband had remarried, and he has since even passed away. I mean, how does that all relate back to her, the original spouse?
It just the whole thing is you had to have been married for 10 years, so you can claim up to 50%, depending on the timing too. So there's a lot of things we're going to go over in the class.
Right.
But actually, there's survivorship benefits too. If an ex-spouse had passed away, then you can get up to 100% of their benefit. So I actually had a client in earlier this week, and she's 59, and she's planning. We're doing some financial planning, and she planned ahead, and she thought basically her benefit. She stayed home raising the kids. Was going to be about $500 a month. Well, she learned that actually it was going to, from a spousal benefit, about $1,200 a month.
You more than
just
doubled
by understanding
her benefits coming to her simply by sitting her down and going through those rules. Because what if she hadn't talked to you? Would she have just submitted that herself and only gotten the $500?
Most people do that if they're not aware. Yeah.
And it's as simple as that. Oh my gosh, you've got to come to this class. I mean, those are two biggies, but I mean, you go really in the class, you go over like the top 5 things people need to know about, right?
Yeah, we go through that so you'll learn the others, but in general, we're going to talk about pros and cons, when to take your benefit. You could take it as early as 62 or 70, and there's lots of pros and cons in there. Also, did you know up to 85% of your Social Security benefit when you're taking it could be taxed? So we're teaching people so they're aware of that, and ahead of time, if you plan ahead of time, your 50s, we can do some changes where maybe none of it is taxed or less of it is taxed for the rest of your life. So that's a big deal. But the earlier you start planning, the better off you are for the rest of your life.
I just can't imagine if you've been putting in, and you finally get to retirement age and you think, okay, here's my money coming in, but 85% of it could just go right back to the government?
Up to 85% can be taxed.
That's incredible.
So we teach strategies, maybe how we plan ahead, get in there early enough and change some things around.
To keep the most that you can.
The whole name of the game is exactly that. How do I hold on to get as much of my hard-earned money that I, put away? Yep.
Absolutely. Okay, you've got another class. It's called Money and Women. It's a beginner's class.
Yeah, and there's a lot of financial seminars out there, and I think we're really different in how we do that. We're really trying to educate folks. We want them to come away and learn something. We're very relaxed, fun. And the greatest compliment we get is there's no pressure to do any. We are financial advisors, but we don't pressure. You have to ask us if you want to work with us. But we really try to teach, and they learn things, and they're really happy about that. So So yeah, we're doing a class. We've been doing it for a little while, but we're gonna talk about, well, is there
Money and women. Yeah, you've got one of your questions that you're going to be asking is like, how do I know if I'm saving enough? Yeah, that's the first one.
Yeah, either, the gals come to us, so a lot of clients come to us, and they have a lump sum of money, but they don't know what that means. They don't know if they're putting enough away. They don't know, they can't project into the future. So we help them look at that kind of thing, answering questions like, when can I retire? Can I slow down? Can I work part-time? Number one thing is you don't want to run out of money.
Absolutely.
So-
and we all are living longer, so we want our money to last as long as we do.
Right. In our classes, too, we go over some more female-oriented kind of issues like living longer, like you said. So we want to maximize Social Security. What about long-term care if I need that? The number one thing is I want to be able to sleep well at night. I want to worry. I want to know. So this class will help them actually know and project into the future. What decisions can you make? When can you do this and that? Because most people we talk to have no idea.
Yeah, information is power. So empower yourselves. Come to these educational classes. They're free. We encourage you to RSVP to them. Now, they're coming up next Thursday, January 30th. This is Social Security Untangled. That's next Thursday, January 30th. That's going to be held at 6 p.m. at the First Bank in Belmar. Also, the class on money and women, a beginner's class, is next month. That's going to be Thursday, February 20th at 6 p.m. The classes will be held at the First Bank building in Belmar, a great location. That's 550 South Wadsworth Boulevard in Lakewood. Call right now to RSVP for both of them, the one that's next Thursday or the one that's next month. And you can reach Fuel Financial directly at 720-287-5880. You can also sign up for the free classes online at fuelfinancial.com. Thanks, Joanne.